soundtracks. They really serve an important and significant role when it comes to giving some games and movies a little bit of taste. Games without music is kind of boring, but the thing is, music without games is still peak. Now, don't get me wrong, there are still some amazing games with no music, like, okay, I can't really think of an example, to be honest. Now, I'm going to be going over some examples of really good soundtracks, and also tell you what's so significant about them. Hello, my majestic little viewer, Liminalitist here, and I would like you to like and subscribe if you want. I make stuff about aesthetic videos, liminal space videos, etc. if you want to go check some of that out. Now, what makes soundtracks so important? Well, that's kind of a simple question. Some video game soundtracks that are pretty old gives off some nostalgic vibes, and yes, I will be talking about the Minecraft Volume Alpha soundtrack later. Give me a second. Soundtracks also help set the tone for, a certain movie or game, especially their genre. Have you heard of, those trends where people put, goofy music over, horror movie scenes? Yeah, let me show you one. Pennywise is literally dancing to the freaking Gangnam Style. I am the first in my bloodline to probably see that, to be honest. Hey, most likely y'all are too. Anyways, now that you know, the significance of soundtracks, I will go over a few that are really good, to be honest, and, everything else in between. As I aforementioned, I would have the Minecraft Volume Alpha soundtrack on here. Here it is. Now, I can't name one person who does not like Minecraft music, except for Goon Squad TV.
At the end of the day, one thing remains true. If you listen to the Minecraft soundtrack, you have no sauce.
But yeah, his upload schedule's worse than mine. Also, Goon Squad, if you are listening to this, please continue Album Atrocities. I really love that series. Thank you. But another example of why the Minecraft soundtrack is so good, it's literally in the Library of Congress. Rightfully so, because oh my gosh. I'm going to go ahead and tell you a real story. So I already knew about the Minecraft Volume Alpha soundtrack, and I was a Minecraft kid, but I never really got to know its significance personally until one day, of course. So I was about to take a shower, and you know what I decided to bump for the first time? Mice on Venus. Now, every time I have tried to perform this song, I know a bit of it on piano. I legitimately was about to break down crying. I am not kidding. In front of my own grandparents while trying to play the piano. So yeah, I ended up having not only an existential crisis, but I also cried to the song. This goes to show how not only emotional, but how nostalgic this soundtrack is. It's too good. I'm going to go to Barnes and Nobles. I'm talking about maybe Monday, because it lives a long ways away from me. And I'm going to try to find the Minecraft vinyl. And Lords of Chaos about the band Mayhem, but that's besides the point, because I'm a metalhead. But what makes the Minecraft soundtrack so good? Well, nostalgia. Now, nostalgia is a sentimental longing or wistful affection for the past, typically a period or place with happy personal associations. Now, anybody born after the year 2000 has played Minecraft at least once in your life, or even heard of it. And today, most of the people who played Minecraft originally are either adults or, late teens, which is prominent for nostalgia. I mean, look at Javis, for example, if that's how you pronounce his name. He dedicated an entire video dedicated to this. And I might too. But I mean, he also got caught being a gooner, so... Especially how significant the soundtrack is to, Minecraft as a whole. Without the soundtrack, it would be terrible and awkward and kind of scary. Sorry, I had to add that Subway Surfers gameplay so you don't click off this video out of mere boredom. Now, this doesn't mean Minecraft is a bad game without the music. It's still peak. I'm just so used to the music just being there at all times. I don't know. Beethoven got nothing on C418. I mean, I thought Beethoven was the best composer because of this. I never knew Eddie Van Halen played piano. But, I mean, in C418's defense, I mean, Beethoven was deaf. So that means that sonata could have sounded like... And he would not know at all, okay? Okay, I'm going to quit glazing the Minecraft volume alpha. You've already heard enough people do that, so we can go ahead and move on to the next, one that I'll glaze. So I'm going to talk about other Nostalgiabait, soundtracks. I know the Minecraft one was, but, I mean, that deserved its whole other tier, because that section was 4 minutes long. Now, Nostalgiabait is a marketing tactic or creative strategy that enumerates a past trend, idea, or franchise to invoke a strong feeling of emotional response of an audience. Often for, profit and all that jazz. Trust me, we've all fallen for Nostalgiabait if you are watching this channel right now, but I could care less. As somebody said in my comments, nostalgia is one hell of a drug, so I love the aesthetic affiliated with it. Yeah, you're more than correct. So I want to go over some, Nostalgiabait soundtracks that, give you, a really, really strong sense of nostalgia out of personal taste or just, overall. First, we have the Mario 64 soundtrack. Okay, I'm gonna admit, I suck at Super Mario 64, trust me. But every time I play, the sound effects and just the music overall, it's just such a serenata. Some of my favorites include Dire Dire Docks, Lethal Lava Land, which is my personal favorite out of all three of these, and Piranha Plant's Lullaby. That's a Nostalgiabait soundtrack that we can all agree is peak, okay? There are so many iconic different sounds, I did not even hear, all of these, but I've probably heard, 9 out of 10 of the sound effects and, music that is in here. Another Nostalgiabait soundtrack for me, personally, is Bone Lab. Lab Jams is the soundtrack for Bone Lab. Bone Lab is my personal favorite VR game. I used to play it whenever I was a little bit younger, but I stopped. Now, this is probably one of the best examples of the music fits with the aesthetic. Action-packed songs like Stankface and eerie songs like Bone Light Sonata. So these are two different types of tracks that go throughout the whole album. Some are eerie, some are action-packed, which perfectly describes the game. The Grand Journey is my personal favorite out of this soundtrack for a video game. And in a few years, if I'm still posting on this channel, I might talk about the Bone Lab soundtrack because of the amount of Nostalgiabait I'll feel. It'll probably be 3 times the current amount right now. Some other Nostalgiabait soundtracks include the Plants vs. Zombies soundtrack, or any other game soundtrack from the 2010s. So I have talked about, game soundtracks only for the past 8 minutes, so I am sorry that I neglected to mention movie soundtracks, specifically OSTs, not the ones with, actual songs in them. Now, I couldn't think of a lot of movie OSTs, but I want to go ahead and get this one out the way. Circa 2009, one of the best films unironically just dropped. That being Killer Bean Forever, of course. Now, this movie isn't really mainstream. In fact, it was Napoleon Dynamite budget type numbers we're talking here. And it still managed to get a 96% on Rotten Tomatoes. Rightfully so. This is a great movie with a lot of memes, but it's actually unironically really fun and goofy to watch. The first minute and a half of the movie is literally Beans breakdancing and owning you. You cannot tell me that this is goofy and fun. But the soundtrack, it goes so well with the movie, and it's really fun. The man behind this, Jeff Liu, he made the movies, he made the games, he made the LLC company, and he made the soundtrack, I believe. That's some dedication. He even worked on a few Matrix projects. One of my favorite songs is probably the first one, being Dance Party. Even cult classics like Harry Potter have, fire soundtracks. There are many other great like soundtracks that are from movies, but I primarily wanted to talk about Killer Bean Forever because how much I appreciate and love that movie. But we can go ahead and move on to the next section, and probably the last. Now, there are a few that I excluded from any sections that I would also like to go over and, mention. Doom 2016 soundtrack being one of them. Now, the game overall, I do prefer Doom Eternal, but I think my favorite soundtrack is either the original game or this one. My favorite track including BFG Division. Actually, BFG stands for Bioforce Gun. No, it does not, Liminalitist. No, it does not. But this soundtrack slaps! I still find it funny how the headbanging goes to the music, because this isn't the original music playing in the background, by the way. It's like some type of dubstep or something, I'm not sure. Another one that I want to mention is the Silent Hill soundtrack, specifically the second one. My favorite, it being White Noise. That's basically all I have to say about this, to be honest. I don't really have that much more, I guess. Well, that's it. This is basically all I have to talk about. I mean, I might make another video. Go ahead and leave your favorite soundtracks, like movie or, like game soundtracks, OST specifically, in the comments, because I still have a few others to talk about. So like and subscribe if you like this content. I might have some more.